Morning, guys. A few months back, I stumbled across this IMBD or somewhere, and it was a short clip out of a movie by Dalton Stout. And at the time, I did not get the title of it because I did not realize the importance that it may play. And when I put this up on YouTube, Tina stumbled over and she made a remark, "Oh, this is not Ernie." Well, yes, it is Ernie. And after I replay this for you, I'm going to show you how this may be very well important. And here we go. And no, your screen is not dirty. And it's not the dirtiness of my screen. It's that the tablet that I am re-recording this on is old and cracked up. And I am very much in need of a new computer or a new something. And that is where Dalton Stout is part of Hunter Predator Nation.
If the government did one thing right,
here we go. This one says 8 months ago. Now, this does look like the streets of Gatlinburg. Is it possible that this could have just been re-uploaded at a later time? It's possible, because it does look like they're on the streets of Gatlinburg. I don't know. But anyway, see the name on that? Dalton Stout. See the date on that? 6/6/21.
Bird and Her Nation, Mark. Here. Thank you. There's been a lot of backlash at us since we started doing this.
It's a mix of things. I think a lot of it is just people in denial that any of this trafficking stuff even happens at all.
And it's just a downright evil that they're doing. As I went back in and trying to gather myself up, all that was going through my mind is, how can this happen? How can someone do this to a child?
And my question is how can someone like Dalton Stout not come forward? Or how can the authorities at least not go talk to Mr. Stout? Especially when you've got people like Ernie Shell just all wrapped up in this investigation. It is just beyond me. I mean, they were seen there the same week. And I don't find it a coincidence that they were there at the same time that Summer was there. I don't find it a coincidence that they were in the same area in which Summer lived, filming at the same time all this went down. And I do think that it is a viable lead within which we should look. Just in my opinion. Because you have to admit, guys, that there is something very fishy going on here amongst creators. There is something very fishy here with this back and forth. The next that I can find in this series jumps right past the 10-month mark from the 11-month mark, and it goes to the 9-month mark. So, kinda, let's see, here we go with that. It's not gonna play. There we go. I believe that man to be Dalton.
The number one motivation for me, and that continues me day in and day out and actually doing this, is there's nothing like looking at a child in the eyes and seeing that relief and that expression of knowing, and that child knowing that it's over.
Transformative pause there.
Deep in the Smoky Mountains, a group of trained, determined, and patriotic hunters search for clues that will help stop the bad guys.
Let me just be straight up with you, Tim. Okay, buddy? You can't be meeting kids on the internet, brother. You're supposed to be meeting a 15-year-old.
I'm going to take these pauses, but I really don't believe that Dalton will come at me over this, because he would have to leave his information. And I do think that he knows by now that I would like to have a conversation with him. And if he wanted to have a conversation with me, I think that he would have already come forward.
That's what he said.
Now, let's go back one iota. Watch that hill that he's shooting off of right there. Does that not look familiar, guys? Want to see it one more time? That hill kind of looks familiar. But don't all hills look the same around that area? Now, that there was the streets of Gatlinburg.
Nation.
Now, the importance of this is these people were seen in the streets of Gatlinburg filming the same time Grandma Candy was there with Summer and the boys. There is a missing reel of film from YouTube that jumps right over. I was told that Dalton Stout told them to get rid of every reel of film that had to do with that week. Now, my question is why? And why did this series not air as planned? Dalton Stout is a local there from Unicoi County in Johnson City. But he seems to have links to the same places that Tim Mullen has links to. He's a videographer, he's a magician, he's into the black magic. And nobody except myself seems to be hunting down this reel of film. And there seems to be a lot of back and forth trying to make these people poof disappear. And my question is why? Now, what I want you to pay attention to here is the dates on this, okay? We're going to jump over here 11 months ago. What mark are we at? We're almost into the 10-month mark, right? So, let's see. Okay, here we go.
These were likely all filmed